Hey, let's jump in here. Welcome back to Tales from the Cosmic Well, an original D&D story created in real time by a bunch of weird musicians. My name is James. I'll be your dungeon daddy. And with me are Zach
Yes.
Wheeler.
Vivian French, a level 4 druid. I must say, I have 49, count them, 49 hit points now. I am a beef house.
Tom Polzine.
I am a level 4 ranger. I'm playing Clyde Wonderspice. He's a gnome. He's got a lot of heart, and he loves collecting spices, and he loves spending time with his sugar glider, Sherman.
And of course, Mike T. Kerr.
Playing Tassles the Half Orc Wizard. He's also a level 4, but now he's a wizard. Well, he was a wizard the whole time. Now he's level 4. And he's got some new exciting spells for y'all, let me tell you.
There's all kinds of magic, danger, and political intrigue in store, so let's get into it. Previously on Tales from the Cosmic Well, Viv, Clyde, Tassels, and Tarkus wrapped up at the Brawlers Club by securing their support and retaking Garrett's Gate. From there, they traveled to the Arcane Order of the Raven. Before they could enter, they saw a familiar face, the Goliath leader of the mercenary group that had attacked the Belnora caravan. Deciding to confront the Goliath another time, the gang entered the Arcane Order and spoke to its leader, the Count's brother, Dalamar Ordenstone. He agreed to help them in the Count on one condition, that he be named ruler of the gate instead. After a hearty plea from the whole party, Dalamar was convinced to agree to an election in return for his aid. Upon hearing this offer, the Count was upset, but ultimately approved of the election for the good of his people. The last group the fearsome foursome needed to win over was the Artisans Guild. The guild's master builder had been kidnapped by the new guard, and the guild leader had given the gang the location where he was being imprisoned. Once there, Viv and Clyde circled the building while Tassels and Tarkus created a weird distraction for the guard at the front door. Viv then wild-shaped into a small spider, snuck into the building through a window, then transformed again into a much bigger spider and pounced on the nearest guard, which sparked a short...
It was like the cover of an Animorphs novel.
Truly. It took you a little time. It sparked a short and mostly quiet fight. Having dispatched all but one of the new guard, Viv, Tassels, and Tarkus questioned the survivor, named Desi, as Clyde found the master builder and set him free. Desi informed the crew that she was from the Prudence caravan and that a mercenary group called the Red Company had destroyed her party and forced her to join them at risk of death. She also mentioned that the new guard was a cover and that the force that stormed Garrett's Gate was actually the Red Company. Master Builder Ulrich Rattlebane was in rough shape, with both of his hands having been broken in a savage attempt to conceal what he had been captured to create. Luckily, he crafts with his magic and was able to make a crude reproduction for Clyde of a box with strange old draconic symbols on it. Having successfully recruited the three groups to the cause, the boys returned to the Count to kickstart the revolution. The Count gave them all his thanks and asked one final thing, to rally the city folk outside the wall to storm the gates. On their way, however, they were stopped by a large force of new guard. Before they could begin a battle, the people outside the city charged in and, joined by wizards of the Arcane Order, allowed the gang to escape. Dalamar informed them that the Count had been captured and brought to the Manor of the Gate. Along the way, they watched their new allies fighting against the invaders. This was a really long session, I want to be clear. There's a lot that happened, and I'm sorry, I've got just a little bit left here. When they reached the manor, they battled their way through the entry hall and into the throne room where the Goliath had Count Ordenstone captive. He informed the party that his name was Jarek Heel and offered them 1,000 gold apiece to walk away. Refusing, they attacked. While they eventually won the fraught encounter, it was not before the Count was beheaded. Upon defeating the Goliath, his body disappeared. Left with many questions and more than a few loose ends, we find our heroes at the end of a strange mess. Just before I jump into it here, how are you guys feeling after that happened?
Torn, confused, a little bit lost, to be honest.
I'm pretty
You're
bummed.
asking our characters, or you're asking me how I'm feeling as Tom? I feel excited to play Dungeons and Dragons. Clyde is fraught.
Yeah, he's upset.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Tassels feels like we've done all we came here to do and then some, and basically got so mixed up in this thing that we're now standing at the dead body of a Count, and his brother is now going to be kind of unanimously elected, and we were just here to grab supplies. And
Yeah, that escalated. That escalated
Pretty
quickly.
quickly.
And like there's kind of a larger issue surrounding the Goliath, the disappearance of his body, the people behind the Goliath, this new kind of strange guild of ne'er-do-wells, so to speak, that is sort of an ominous threat that
I think that,
we haven't even really touched on.
yeah, and I think honestly, I think Clyde is a little bit terrified by this, this unknown threat. Even though he, as a ranger, has been kind of preparing with this skill set for a confrontation like this, I think to butt heads with a Goliath, I think this giant, just warrior, but he's coming from this like shadowy evil faction, and we're now like number one targets on their list. Like we've slighted these people. Like that's a little bit terrifying, I think, for Clyde.
Yeah. How's Viv feeling?
A little disappointed. I was right there as the executioner brought the axe down, and I thought I had it. So pretty focused on and taking, a little responsibility for his death, thinking that I could go in and deal with that. Again, concern, like glad we were able to take this fight, but kind of concerned for the new settlement as well. Again, what I think we were all expressing before we took off for Garrett's Gate was, do you have enough defenses? We barely just saved you before, and we're about to leave you again. Like, what are we going to come back to?
Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, let's kick this off. There's a lot of exposition at the beginning of this. Bear with me. If you guys have questions, just kind of say something and I'll stop talking. All right. On the road from Garrett's Gate to the settlement, the three of you are joined by the small group of dwarves the city could spare to help build something new in the heart of the continent of Howell. They mostly keep to themselves, riding ponies alongside several ox-pulled carts filled with supplies and tools, as well as rations and clean water. The new Count Ordenstone, Dalamar, granted you everything you asked for and even agreed to check in personally from time to time. It was the least, he had said, that he could do for the heroes who saved the gate from a hostile takeover. As you travel, the events of the previous days begin to return to you in the wake of an adrenaline-fueled race to win a battle that wasn't even yours. Saying goodbye to Tarkus Understudy did not prove too difficult. After the fight in the throne room, he charged out to help the city folk manage the last of the new guard, and Dalamar told you that he moved back into the Artisans Guild to help rebuild in the wake of the attack. He did, however, drop you a note. Thanks for your help, boys. Tell Tal Stonefist I'll be back when I can. Deuces. After Tarkus rushed out, the three of you remained in the carnage of your fight with Jarek Heel. While Heel's body disappeared, the others didn't. You all searched the scene for answers. Viv, while going through the pockets of Everett Ordenstone's executioner, you noticed some large tears in his pant leg and minor stab wounds in his legs. You spotted a small blood trail leading from where Everett was killed to a spot behind the seat of the Count, where Lyle the Crane lay dead. Tassles, while searching the wizard posing as a duke, you found a curious wand, the handle shaped like a bull's head. You also find a few scrolls that you resolved to study at the earliest opportunity. Clyde, while you find nothing on the other new guard, you carefully and respectfully search Everett's person. Besides from a few more personal effects that you left for his brother, you find an unassuming velvet backpack with a note pinned to it. Scrawled on the note are the words, "For the heroes of Belnora." You reach inside to see what he had meant to leave you and are surprised to find that your arm continues into the bag much farther than it seems to end.
Oh.
When you finally find the bottom, after a lot of maneuvering, you find 500 gold pieces inside your new bag of holding.
Oh,
Big time.
fit a lot of spice in there, my friend.
Dude, that's going to be packed to the brim with spices.
Just a quick side note for you, Vivian. You pieced together that the only reason that you even had an opportunity to try to save the Count was because Lyle intervened at the last minute.
He was brave at the very end.
He was brave at the very end when it counted.
Yep. He was kind of a dick, but we now know his true character.
Rest in peace, baby.
Rest in peace, Lyle.
After a night's stay in the Dragon's Flagons pub, you emerged to start your journey to find that the city was filled with much more life than when you first arrived. Guild artisans worked alongside brawlers to clean up the debris of battle, and several of the Arcane Order of the Raven helped Ulrich Rattlebane put the finishing touches on a beautiful new statue in the middle of the city. Everett Ordenstone, smiling and opening his arms wide to embrace the city he loved so well. A few easy days on the main road, and you've arrived back at the settlement. The elven carpenters have been hard at work in your absence. You see, at the edge of the territory, a small guard post has been erected. A few other buildings in the center of the settlement have begun construction as well. You see a small building made of gorgeous dark wood, that even has a little sign, the Spice of Life. You also notice quite a few more guards in the area. You assume that their calls to Belnora were answered for more protection. The sounds of this small community are a nice alternative to the relative silence of the road. When you guys get back into town, what's the first thing that you guys do?
I think we should report to Ayla, right?
Yeah, and just bring the supplies in and disperse them.
Great. So you guys kind of usher the newcomers in. You send them towards Tal Stonefist. He kind of waves them on. He approaches you guys. Hey there, guys. Thanks for doing that. Where's old Tarkus?
Tarkus stayed behind. He has found quite a lot of work at the guild there, as far as I understand. I'm sure you know those guys.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'd be upset, but we, replaced one guy with, looks like 8-10 guys, so I think we're gonna be all right. Thanks for your help, gentlemen.
Do you need this stuff anywhere in particular?
He's just like, yeah, I'll take it from here. You see them kind of putting it down a little outside of the territory so that they can carry it in.
So you've got this under control?
I think we should be good.
Okay.
You guys see Ayla is kind of running around, ordering these new guards to different positions in the settlement. When you see her, she's kind of just like looking at a piece of paper, and she looks up. Hey, boys, welcome back. Welcome back to town.
It's good to see you've learned to read.
Well, I've known how to read for a very long time, Tassels, but
okay.
I appreciate your concern for my education. So this letter I just received from Count Dalamar just told me a little bit about your endeavors in that city. Seems that you guys have been hard at work.
I mean, I will say it felt like we got in a little bit over our heads, unintentionally so, but I like to think that, maybe it was for the best in some way, and maybe this can lay the groundwork for a better structure within their town. So for that, I guess I'm excited for them. But yeah, I think we mourn the loss of the previous count.
But we left
yes,
that
it
town
mentions
better than
that.
we found it,
That's right. And there is a powerful wizard leading that town now, which is nice.
Probably only good for us, right?
Well, and as far as I'm concerned, I feel like that's a mixed bag, but we don't need to open that can of worms right now. I've got my reservations in regards to Dolamar, but I think he'll do a fine job.
Well, he's a fine diplomat. This is a well-worded letter.
He's
she
a
looks
fine
at you,
dip, if you ask me.
Some people might say that trouble follows you three wherever you go, but I think that you guys just find yourselves in the right place at the right time to help people.
However you want to see it.
It's a positive spin.
As long as we could get paid for, something like this, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I hope you got paid in some way. I hope you guys got the your just desserts in a manner of speaking. But
I think the real payment is the freedom of the people, and
that's a lovely sentiment.
We've achieved a unilateral move in Garrett's Gate, and I have some thoughts about our township, but we'll talk about that a little later.
Well, she takes out a little pouch, and she hands you guys each a coin. It's like a brass coin with a square in the middle, like just a little square hole through it.
Yeah.
And she says, "Well, Spice of Life is back open for business. At some point, you guys stop over there. It's not quite ready yet, but these are the tokens that I was telling you about. So this is your reward from me for your help, all those weeks ago. But for now, you boys should take a break. I mean, you guys have been working your butts off. You know, you just saved a whole city. You should relax a little bit.
I do have some scrolls to consider, but I want you to know, Ayla, I am here to help the people of our township.
I think you've done more than enough, but we might call on you in the near future. So just be ready for action, I guess.
And would you please refer to me from now on as Tassles the Physical Wizard?
Happily.
Thank
Happily.
you, Ayla. Thank you,
I think
Ayla.
you've earned your title.
I think the mutual respect between us demands a title as such.
It's growing. Oh, yeah. She just turns around, just shaking her head and just walks away from you guys. So Clyde, I want to start with you here. So you've just gotten back. You finished things up. You've had a lot on your mind. What's the first order of business when you get back into town for you?
So I think Clyde is a man who needs to organize his thoughts. I think he has a lot of impulses that are kind of based on the events that just happened. But what he needs now is to spend some time, I think, in the forest with just kind of maybe Sherman in seclusion to process the events and kind of reflect back on what happened and what could he have done differently that could have possibly made for a better outcome.
Yeah.
That being said, he also wants to consider things that he's thankful for, his compatriots and all of the good that managed to come from it. But I think he needs to kind of get out of civilization for just a moment. Not far. He's not like going on a huge trek, but he's going to go into the woods, find kind of a solitary grove and kind of reflect. He's going to work on that staff he was working on. He wants to craft a little bit of that. And touch base with Sherman and consider his actions going forward, how he wants to train to be better prepared for the next battles to come.
Great. Tassels, what's the first order of business for you now that you've kind of gotten this, you've got some time off? What are you going to do?
I think I need to find a little spot out amongst the tall grass, so to speak, under the canopy. And first of all, consult these scrolls that I picked up. I'm very interested in that, in this wand. I want to find out what's going on there. But I also have just been struggling over these last few days with all that I've encountered since leaving my kind of more protective and very much sheltered existence at the temple back in the town of
Belnora.
Yeah. Really, the first order of business is probably getting out, opening up my folder of spells and spending a little time studying.
Okay. Vivian, what would be your first order of business, you think, when you're back in town?
If we're all going on timeout, then I'm also going on timeout. I feel like after those fights, I've connected a little bit more with the energies, the magic of the earth as a druid. So I kind of need to go out, meditate on this as well, figure out kind of what I've gained. In the meta of it all, I took a feat called Fey Touched. So just trying to get a little more in line with the earth
we'll get to that.
To get to my powers, basically. Understand how to use them. And I'm also kind of dealing with the fact that I'd been on the run for so long and I was willing to, I was having trouble in Garrett's Gate as a dwarf, not wanting to be recognized since I ran from my clan and I don't want anyone to find me, hence all the shaving. But was willing to sacrifice that secrecy in order to help people. So I'm trying to find my place in this whole thing. Because before, my idea was just to kind of lay back behind talkative Clyde and giant Tassels, a physical wizard, and just kind of be the quiet, unassuming one. But yeah, I've had a bit of an awakening, especially with boisterous Tarkus around. He's inspired me.
So, Clyde, You've got some time in nature. You've got some time to think about a lot of different things. You spend some time, working on your staff, or hanging out with Sherman. What conclusions have you come to?
Clyde has realized that he may not always be the perfect answer to every obstacle in combat on their adventures, but he is going to charge in to try to make a difference, whatever he thinks is right. And so far, that's led him to face foes that just outmatch him, he feels. So what he wants to do is train to take down a larger foe, such as the Goliath. He's honestly kind of terrified by this Goliath. That is kind of getting to him. Just the sheer size of this warrior, his power, and this shadowy faction behind him is like, it's kind of scary stuff. Clyde, coming from a reclusive kind of hermit lifestyle previously, coming in to like meet all these new friends and see this kind of town, but then to confront some pretty big evils that he knows nothing about. So what he wants to do is, first off, he feels that the bow he has is not cutting it. He wants to upgrade to a crossbow. He specifically wants to wield a heavy crossbow. He's like, I need some heavy artillery here to take down just a big evil monster. When he's stepping up, I don't have to run away. I can stand my ground.
So before you can train, you need that weapon, right?
Yeah, I need to get an upgraded weapon.
So how do you want to go about getting it?
Okay, so I'm going to go into town. I think I'd probably check out the Spice of Life, but I would also ask around to see if there's someone who is either a weaponsmith, a bowsmith, or like maybe a carpenter, someone who can help me, craft something to take down a bigger target.
People in town, as you're kind of walking towards the Spice of Life, thinking like, this is the only establishment, maybe I go there. You kind of ask around, and you're overwhelmingly pointed towards Eloise Stoddard, who is the elven carpenter who's been in charge of building the town while you guys have been away. And they point you towards her tent, which is kind of at the edge of town.
Cool. I walk up. Can I see? Is the tent closed? Is it open? Is she there?
The tent is closed. There's a small rope that hangs from the side, and a sign next to it says, "Pull for assistance."
I walk up and I pull that rope.
A moment goes by, and Eloise steps out from her tent. She's tall. She's got fair skin, fair hair. She steps out from her tent, and for the split second you see inside, you'd swear it looks remarkably large in there in a way that reminds you of your new bag of holding.
Oh.
Yes, she says quietly.
Oh, hey, you must be Eloise. Do I have the right person?
I am, yes.
Eloise, my name is Clyde Wonderspice, and I was told that you would be the one I should seek. I'm looking to upgrade my weaponry. We just me and my compatriots found ourselves kind of in over our heads against a foe that was much more capable, and I mean, honestly, much more terrifying than myself. As you can see, I'm a small man, big heart, small man.
Well, your name has been making its way around town as that of a hero, so I find it hard to believe that despite your stature, you're not a great hero.
Well, I mean, all you can do, I feel like, is just your best out there. But I mean, if I'm being real with you, Eloise, I'm kind of terrified here. And, I always want to step in and do the right thing. I'm not going to run away from a fight, but I just hope that each one that I get into, I'm always hoping that's not going to be the last one,
Of course.
And right now I feel like this bow I have, it's been fine and it's been good for, hunting and surviving. But like, I don't know. I just feel like something that packs a wallop. That's what I'm looking for.
I will make you the weapon you seek, but I don't have time to gather the materials myself. I have a lot on my proverbial plate.
Well, I'd be happy to find the materials. I'm really good at rooting around in the woods and finding all sorts of stuff you can use.
She considers you for a moment and says, "You've faced much hardship these last weeks. Yes?
I would agree.
I want to offer you the choice. I can make you something simple for minimal effort, something that fits your needs, or I can make you something special, fit for a hero, which would require more of you.
Well, Eloise, I mean, obviously, I would be flattered to get something that takes more of your time, but by the same token, I understand you're probably busy and this town may need you. So, I mean, I don't want to ask something of you if you feel that this town and these people need your time more than me and a silly little crossbow.
It will require the same amount of time from me, but it will require a more challenging material. The inconvenience would be yours.
Well, by all means, inconvenience me, miss. That sounds like a plan.
Hold on. She ducks back into her tent and returns a few moments later with a worn map. She hands it to you and says, "A few miles into the Everwood, far off the beaten trail, you'll find a tree with a large knot in the middle of its trunk. You can't miss it. Travel there and convince the tree to offer a branch to you, and I'll make you something from the branch."
Okay, I mean, I'm on board, obviously, but when you say something like convince the tree, could you elaborate?
I can't.
Okay, understood. And therein lies the inconvenience, I suppose.
Indeed.
I'll go have myself a conversation with the Bark brother.
So you know that the Everwood is about a day's travel, or half a day's travel with your horse from where you are. So you can make pretty good time. Are you ready to head out?
Yeah, I think I would get right to it.
Cool. When you get to the spot on the map, you get there without any problems. You travel the main road. You get there quite quickly. But when you get to the spot on the map, you realize that you're still on the main trail. I'm going to need a survival check, and Sherman's going to assist you, so you can roll with advantage.
Oh, nice. Okay, survival. Let's go. Okay, a modest 10. However, you said, let's see, that's going to be 14.
So you get to roll with advantage, but
Let's go. Let's see if we can just do a little better. That's going to be an
nice.
18.
Very good. Okay. You find a small trail that leads further into the heart of the woods. Are you going to follow it?
Oh, big time.
Cool. You travel for a long while, and just as you start to think that you might have missed it or it might have gone the wrong way, all of a sudden it's just there. You see this enormous tree with a knot that's larger than you in the middle.
Whoa, sweet. Could you do me, let's see. I know it probably doesn't matter. What is the weather like right now? Am I out here on like a nice sunny day? Is it the afternoon?
It's
Is
a
it
balmy day. Yeah. It's like we're talking like 60 degrees, late spring. It's nice.
Nice. Awesome. And is this like a pretty secluded, like quiet little patch of forest that I'm in right now?
You've gone probably you think you've gone probably 2 or 3 miles off the trail.
Okay,
Just into
cool.
the heart of the woods. Yeah. You're very, I mean, the only sounds are from nature.
I'd like to turn to Sherman real quick.
Mhm.
Well, Sherman, buddy, it's been a wild last couple of days, and now I'm about to have myself a conversation with a tree.
Well, you're talking to me, so
You're not a tree.
not yet.
You're arguably my best friend, Sherman.
I could be a tree if I wanted.
Well, of course. I mean, you could be anything you'd like to be, and I would support you in that, Sherman. But as far as, having conversations goes, I've never had one with a tree, at least not where it, responded in any sort of particular way. But what do you make of all this? Do I just walk up and introduce myself, or what, what would you do, Sherman?
You know what I would do to that tree? I would climb it, and I would take its precious acorns, and I would hoard them.
Oh, Sherman, not this tree, okay? Look
right.
around you. I guarantee you that there are some gorgeous acorns up in many of these trees, and I'm happy to help you get a few. But this one may not want me to take its acorns without asking permission first.
You should just say hi.
Okay, I get nervous about things like this, but thank you, Sherman. I'll walk on up. Okay. I walk up to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Hail and well met. My name is Clyde Wonderspice. I was told to come and have a conversation with you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Fine day, isn't it?
You watch as the knot, after a moment, turns in place and a large snout emerges. Good day, my tiny friend. I am Alathor, the dragon tree.
Whoa.
To what
I
do
mean-
I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Well, Althor, this is a fantastic little conversation. I've never had a conversation with a tree before, and I just want you to know this is a big landmark for me. I didn't know this sort of thing was possible. Sorry to waste your time. I know I tend
No,
to
it's
kinda
not a
move.
waste. What else was I going to do?
Well, I don't know. I imagine as a talking tree, who knows what sort of stuff you get into? Poetry, just really thinking about consciousness and what that all means. Like, what is this awareness? But anyway, I was told by Eloise from the settlement that we're starting, and she wanted to help create a tool for me and said that I would need to ask you permission for a branch if you'd be willing to grant me one. But I understand that's a lot to ask of, no one comes up and asks me for my arm, for example, and I would be, hesitant to oblige someone of that request.
Well, it seems that all anyone wants of me these days, my branches. There was a time where kings would travel weeks to seek my counsel. Very well, very well.
Well, I'll tell you, since I'm here, I didn't know what I was getting into, but to be honest, I would love to get your counsel. And the fact that you are like a sentient tree, and I'm just coming to ask you for your branch and you don't know me. Is there anything I could do for you? I feel like that's just a lot for a man to ask another person for a favor based on nothing.
Why don't you start by telling me why I should give you one of my coveted branches?
Well, I suppose you have no real reason to give me one of your coveted branches other than, I would promise to use it to create a device that will help me to do good and to protect those who maybe cannot defend themselves. And really all I could offer you is that promise. And if I'm being real, I guess I don't know if there's any other reason you'd give me a branch.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Well, that's befitting that request. Don't give me your branch. That's going to be a 3, just straight up.
Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But
I would like to earn it.
I sense the trouble in your heart, young Clyde. I hear your plea. I might be able to grant your request. All you must do is give me your little sugar glider and even trade.
Well, Sherman is not a possession of mine per se, so much as he's a friend. So, you could ask him if he'd like to stay with you, but to be honest, he and I have a lot more history, and I think that counts for something.
Sherman just shakes his head at you.
What, you want to go with him, or no? You
No,
don't want to go with him?
No.
You want to stay with me, right, Sherman?
That's right.
You're better than any old stinky crossbow. I'm sorry, but Sherman, that's a no deal for me, Mr. Tree, Alathor.
Roll me another persuasion check, but this time with advantage. Oh, baby.
Oh.
That's a 19 as is.
Cool. He says, yes. He extends a large branch and he says, you have earned this, Clyde Wonderspice. The road you travel is perilous, but as long as you remember that your strength comes from the people you choose to surround yourself with and not material possessions, I believe you will prevail. You've passed my test.
Oh, man, I passed your tree branch test, your friendship test.
Yes, just break it off. It's very simple. Just break it off. It only hurts me a little bit. Just break it up. Just be quick about it.
Okay, all right.
Old
go for it.
Aesop, the dungeon master.
You break it quickly. He says, oh, ouch. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't hurt that much.
I'm sorry all the same. Thank you. I appreciate your tree branch.
Look, Clyde Wonderspice, I've just met you. but you seem to be a very good man. You've got a kind heart. Whatever's troubling you, whatever's ailing you, you're going to get through it. It's going to be fine. And that's the counsel that kings would travel weeks to seek. I'm a
Oh,
genius.
Man, that's some good stuff. You know, I feel like I came here for the branch, but what I came out with was a twofer, if you ask me. That was some nice counsel, Alithar. Thank you.
Well, come see me again if you ever need to
I would
hear
love
stories of
to.
the old days.
You know, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch sometime. I'll come on back. Maybe I'll do a little training around your grove. Not like right in front of you. I understand this is your space, but we'll do lunch.
That sounds lovely. When you return with the dragon tree branch, Eloise makes quick work of producing a beautiful redwood-esque heavy crossbow with the likeness of a dragon carved into the foregrip.
Whoa, sweet.
She looks at you and she says, okay, you got the material, so I'm going to give you a discounted price. 10,000 gold pieces.
I would be happy to take out whatever line of credit you may offer. And you know I'm good for it. I'll be good for it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't have the money now, I would take something else in trade.
You cannot have Sherman. I'm tired of people.
I'm not
paying
interested
for
in Sherman.
Okay.
I want your Spice of Life Wall of Wonder token.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, unless there's anything else I could. Well, no, you better just take this. I think this is a pretty wondrous thing you've made for me.
She gives you this weapon. It's a +1 magical weapon. So that's just its base stats. It's +1, so it'll be +1 to attack rolls, +1 to damage. And as a magical weapon, it'll hit things that have damage resistances to like regular weapons, such as like incorporeal forms. Like if you fight a ghost, you'll be able to hit it with an arrow.
That is so sick.
That is...
On a critical hit, you deal an additional 2d6 of fire damage.
Whoa. Critical hit.
Mm-hmm.
Extra 2d6.
Critical lit.
That is lit. Extra 2d6 fire damage. That's big time. That's awesome. I feel like this needs a name. Does this have a name, Eloise, or is that not something people actually do for their weapons? I've read books, and I thought things had names like this.
I think you're supposed to name it.
Am I supposed to name it right now, or do I need to wait until I've done some deeds worthy of naming this thing for?
I think you have to follow your heart.
Okay, well,
Name it
I'll
Sherman.
let you know when I name it.
Sherman 2.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Wow.
Vivian. No, sorry, Tassles. We're going to go in this order. Sorry.
I'm sorry, how's that?
Tassles.
It's alphabetical order.
We're going to go back a little bit here. Tassles, as you're walking around the camp, you're like looking for a nice place to lay low. You begin to hear a barrage of sharp clanging noises. The sounds start to drown out everything else around you, and you look desperately around for their source. Eventually, you find it. A few pairs of guards are sparring right outside of the settlement. Sparks fly off of their blades as they practice targeted strikes, blocks, and killing blows. It's difficult for you not to flinch at every violent clash. The glints of steel and ear-ringing chimes bring you back to several harrowing moments from the past few weeks. How are you feeling as you're like kind of being bombarded by this sonic craziness?
I'm just watching and hearing and sensing and just absorbing all of the violence in men and the aggression that just soaks this whole land.
Yeah.
The whole place is lousy with it. You could wring this grass out, and anger and aggression and fighting and violence would drip out of it. I've encountered more violence in this open world than I think maybe I expected. And though my mentor kind of constantly imbued this sense of it would be me looking out for me and me alone out here, I don't think even my orcish blood prepared me for the aggression in the hearts of common men.
Yeah.
My time with my comrades has been quite eye-opening,
Mm-hmm.
and I can kind of more clearly see my place in this sad, mad world. And the aggression inside me needed to match the broken anger of my enemy.
Yeah.
If only I can control it.
So as you're standing there, you're kind of having those thoughts, and that was beautiful, by the way. You're like thinking about all this, and you feel a hand on your shoulder,
Ugh.
and Ayla says, "Hey there, Tassels. Did you want to jump in there?"
I don't know these men. I don't know their customs. You have some kind of hierarchy going on within the within your armored guard.
No, I just think they'd gain benefit from sparring with a wizard, with the prowess that you seem to have.
All right, I can probably set it up so that no one is seriously injured, but I will make it hurt.
Well, I'm kind of counting on it. That's what training's for. All right. She beckons the two guys. She brings them over, and she sets you guys up in the grass. And let me take you there. I'm very glad you said yes. You certainly didn't have to. So she sets you up with two different guards, and she says to you kind of in your ear so that they can't hear you. She says, they're not nearly as powerful as you, so two will make it a fair fight, or at least somewhat close to fair. We can start whenever you're ready. And go ahead and roll initiative there, Tassels.
I crack my knuckles.
Yeah, baby.
And I give the guys, a strong, straight look in the eye, and then I look over to Ayla and I say, "You want them to fight a wizard?"
That's what I want. They got to learn to fight magic if they're going to win the day.
Okay.
So 14 plus what? What's your dexterity modifier?
1.
Okay, so 15?
Yeah.
So... All right, so this guard is actually going to go first. You see, as soon as she says start whenever you're ready, he just comes in. He's going to attack from the side. He just runs in with his blunted blade and is just going to try and hack at you with it. That's a 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
Well, I'm going to react with casting shield.
Great. What does that make your AC?
+5, so 13 + 5.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to hold off on that because that's 18, and that's less than what he's hitting you for.
No,
so
still didn't hit me. Right. Of course.
Right. So it's still going to hit you. So don't.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Fine.
So he's going to deal. Oh boy, he's going to deal 7 damage to you.
Okay.
With the blunted blade. He got really excited, but it is your turn.
Okay. What's he wearing?
He's wearing metal armor.
I'm going to, take the hit and then reach my right hand back out and shocking grasp him.
All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
Time.
With advantage, in fact.
Oh, good. I'm shook. I'm really shook. I'm very ill at ease actually with this whole thing. Apparently.
All right, so this guy hit you pretty hard. He rattled you a little bit, and you're still kind of reeling from all of the violence. The second guard is going to come in, and he's just going to attack you like this. He's not going to flank you or anything. He totally misses. This guard, though, is going to get smart. He's going to come around. He's going to attack you with advantage.
Oh, yeah.
He hits.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to deal 5 damage to you.
Okay.
Just whacking you with the blade, the blunt of the blade. Tassels, it's your turn again.
Okay. If I take a 5-foot disengage, I can still cast a spell. I just can't move again, right?
A 5-foot disengage? Yeah, you can still cast a spell. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to just disengage 5 out here.
Great.
And right here, in this center, I am going to cast Flaming Sphere.
Oh, baby. Yeah, so you've gotten hit twice now, and you're a
Yeah.
little rattled. And this is the first time in a long time that you've cast the spell,
Yeah.
but this isn't the first time you've cast it. So you search yourself for this hidden power that you kind of have inside you, this like well of magical power, and your rage just kind of pops out in the form of this flaming sphere. Go ahead and so they have to roll to avoid that, right?
Dex save. Yeah.
Yep.
And if they fail, if they pass, it's half damage because anyone within 5 feet of the sphere has to do it. I imagine actually it doesn't say specifically because I'm within 5 feet of it too.
No, you'll be fine.
I'm probably fine, right? It's my damn spell. It killed my parents.
Oh God. So one of them succeeds. The one that hits you does not.
Okay, great. So I'm going to roll 2d6, and one of them is going to take full damage, and one of them is going to take half damage.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So one of them taking is 3, and one of them taking 1. So they're singed. I'm still warming up to the whole thing.
After you put the flaming sphere in the middle, this guy's actually just going to turn and he's going to run away to kind of collect himself.
Mhm.
You're going to get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I?
You are. Yeah.
Well, I am now a warcaster.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
And in my AOO, I don't have to attack. I can cast a spell.
All right.
So I'm
Which spell you casting?
Magic Missile.
Excellent. Yeah, go ahead and roll. You can only target him though, because so you can roll basically your 3d4.
Yeah.
Just blast this guy.
And it's 1d4 plus 1 on each of them.
That's right.
So 3d4 plus 3.
Plus 3. Yep.
Yeah. That is 8 plus 3, which is 11.
Okay. He took 1. Yeah, you hit this guy with 3 and they're still shaped like knives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these 3 like force knives just hit this guy in the back, knock him down, he falls unconscious. And so this guy who's still in front of you is going to attack you. That is a 16 to hit. Would you like to use your shield now?
I'm gonna react with shield. Yeah.
Great. You put up the shield. He feels like he's gonna hit you. He kind of smirks at you, and then you put the shield up. His blade bangs off the shield and just kind of recoils, and he looks completely surprised.
And the shield takes the form of a hammer and sickle crossed.
Oh baby. All right, it's your turn, Tassles.
All right. As a bonus action, I'm going to move the sphere and slam it into him.
Great. So does he have to make another dexterity saving
He immediately has to make the save.
He fails.
Okay. That's 7 damage.
There we go. Yeah, he's singed. He's looking pretty bad.
And now I'm going to shocking grasp him.
Oh, baby. Roll with advantage to hit him. Yeah.
The 16 plus 5.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
1 damage.
You definitely give him one of those handshakes with the novelty buzzer in your hand. That's what it feels like. But it definitely shocks him. So he's just gonna try and hit you again. That's an 18 to hit.
Okay.
So he's gonna hit you for 3 more damage.
Okay.
And it's your turn.
Has it been 1 minute?
No.
I'm going to ram the sphere into him again as a bonus action.
He fails.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I would have needed to make a Constitution save.
When he hits you.
When he hits me, because I'm doing concentration to keep the sphere up. But because of Warcaster, I have a bonus or an advantage? Advantage on Constitution saving throws for that specific thing.
All right, real quick, we haven't gone too far. Go ahead and give me that concentration check with advantage. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, 16 plus 5 is sick.
All right, and so you hit him. Go ahead and roll full damage on this guy with your flaming sphere. Oh my god, yeah. You hit him with the flaming sphere and he flies back 10 feet and falls flat on the ground. Ayla runs over and pats him down to put the fire out. And she just looks at you and she says, well, geez, I thought that they would have given you more of a challenge than that. Good gods. That was fantastic. I've never seen anything like that.
The sphere is a symbol.
Is that right?
That's right.
What's it a symbol of?
I don't know yet, Ayla. I don't know yet.
Where would you be sleeping, Tassel? So you said you wanted to go find yourself some tall grass?
Yeah, I sleep in the open. Out in the, like in the open air.
Ayla pats you on the back. You get on your way. You find a nice patch of tall grass and you lay yourself down. You're having a tough time of sleeping tonight. Maybe it's because you're sore from your travels and sparring, or maybe it's something else. As you lay down in the tall grass, it strikes you that you're carrying quite a few scrolls and the wand from the faux duke. Did you want to take a look at those?
I sure do.
By the dim light of the candle, a candle, I imagine you probably have one somewhere in your kit. You study the wand and spend the whole night reading the scrolls. Some are easy to comprehend. They provide you with the basis for the new spells you're getting from leveling up. But there are two that are more difficult than the others. So I'm going to want you to roll 2 Arcana checks here.
This first one is 9 plus 5, which is 14.
Okay, give me one more. Oh, wow.
Oh, 14 plus 5.
Excellent. Okay, so you actually are able to pull off both of them.
Yes.
So you're going to add 2 spells known to your spell book. One of them is the spell Tasha's Hideous Laughter, which you watched the Duke perform on Tarkus in the fight in the throne room. The second one is for one that's a little bit more sinister. It's a level 2 spell. The DC was higher for it. But it's Hold Person.
Oh.
Yes.
And the first one was a level 1 spell?
First one was a level 1 spell. Tasha's Hideous Laughter, or just Hideous Laughter, whichever you prefer.
In this world, can it be Sebastian's Hideous Laughter?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
I'm going to write it down as Sebastian's.
I love that.
And I'm sure he has a very pleasant laugh.
He does. It's heartwarming.
I don't know if I've heard it.
But in the context of war...
Have any of you read the Rune Lords? Anyways, we'll get. Sorry, we'll move on.
Walter, what are you talking about? Come here.
He's got something to say.
I don't know what's going on. I'll be right back.
All right, sure.
Hey, you.
Should I just mute Tom?
Yeah, just give him a second.
Okay.
Mike, Tassels, the wand. You discover has 22 charges of the spell Bull's Strength.
Oh, sick.
Which gives the subject +4 to attack rolls, damage rolls, and all other rolls involving strength.
Oh, man. Sick.
Wow, that's physical.
That's physical.
Super physical. Oh, man. Wow.
As the sun rises... Tassels, you watch the settlement waking up. You look around at what is essentially a blank slate. What's going through your head now after like a night of just kind of focusing, and you kind of see this beautiful scene of, just a blank slate that you might be able to make better? What are you thinking about?
I think that this aggression that I was talking about and that I was feeling, it's also taken another form. it's pressed up against, I think, that the twisted possession men were clawing at in Garrett's Gate.
Yeah.
The even the brother, like even that great wizard that's now in charge, just really his whole everyone was kind of vying for position. And new strength, I would say, empowers my quest to find the right way to lead, to live, and learn amongst a group of people, whether a commune or a township. How can we help each other? How can we make sure no one rises up without extending a hand backward down those slippery rungs of society they climbed up?
Well, Jesus Christ. I was really
Damn, dude.
just knocking it out of the damn park tonight. Cool, man. That's a wrap on Tassels there. It's a new day, Vivian. The sun is beaming on a lovely late spring morning, and you hear over the sounds of the settlement rising the songs of the birds and the chittering of the countless small creatures native to this part of Howell. In Garrett's Gate, you had an idea to rally the local wildlife to your cause. Is that still something you think is like a good idea? Is that still something that's in your heart?
At a minimum, I think that I'd want to ally with the ones living around the settlement to help us keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be for nothing at all. I've got a pocket full of good berries and some famous custom French's fauna kibbles and bits in my pocket as well.
That's right. The settlement's surrounded by small wooded areas. Nearby, there's a small river where the camp gets a lot of its water, and there are open fields pretty much everywhere. Of those three, where were you thinking about starting? Where might you think about starting your search for this kind of?
If it's early in the morning, I would say the water source.
Lovely. Yeah. Okay.
As critters are waking up, try to catch them.
Yeah.
For the morning continental.
So you are walking towards the river. Are you doing it? Are you trying to stealth, or are you just kind of walking towards there, seeing what's going on?
Yeah, I'm just walking towards seeing what's going on. I'm not sneaking, but I'm not also running towards it. I'm just walking with the way of the woods.
Yeah. You see in the middle of this river, which is not going, it's not going, the currents aren't going very quickly. It runs very slowly. And you just see this river otter on his back, cracking open a mollusk and just like getting into it. It's like the only animal that you can kind of see within your eye line. And he's just kind of just on his back floating down the river, enjoying a snack.
Good morning, bud.
This is you don't have to cast a spell to speak with animals, right? You can just
Yeah, I just have it. Yeah.
Oh, hey there, man. What's going on?
Oh, just taking a little walk. What do you got there? A little snack?
Yeah, it's a mollusk. You want some?
Actually, I'm good. I got some berries here. If you want to try one of these, it might pair well with this.
Oh, let me see that.
Yeah.
And he like swims over. He climbs up onto the shore, the side of the river, and shakes his fur out. And he walks over to you and just kind of just unceremoniously grabs the berry out of your hand, takes like a little bite of the mollusk, pops the berry in his mouth. That is a nice pairing. You really called
good,
it.
Huh?
Oh man.
And James, to my knowledge, a good berry is good for an entire day's worth of sustenance, correct?
Yeah, he's like full now.
Yeah.
He like looks at the mollusk, shrugs, takes another bite, and then throws it back behind him into the river.
Okay. What's
going on out here?
Man, I just moved in down the block. I don't know if you heard all those noises.
Yeah, it's a damn commotion.
A damn commotion.
There's a lot going on over there.
Yeah, I just figured I'd come and say hey to the neighbors. Just let you know you have any problems, just give me a call. If anyone's being too loud, just come talk to me. I'm Vivian.
Vivian. Yeah, my name's Dob. He puts out his tiny little paw for a handshake.
Oh, that's
I
adorable.
shake his tiny paw.
Yeah.
Hell yes, you do.
So what's going on over there? What are they getting into?
tell
these
you,
people.
yeah, we've been having some problems with our settlements. I'm sure you might have seen something when we're traveling down the roads. There are these bandits that keep hitting our caravans. So we were sent to try to protect some of the traders and as they're passing through. And
Those red
yeah,
cloak guys.
those red cloak guys, yeah, terrible people.
Yeah, one of them pissed in the river. I don't like him.
Hey,
All right, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. We killed a few of those guys.
Ooh, I like the cut of your dang jib.
He pissed in the wrong river.
That's damn right.
You seem nice.
I'm all right.
Yeah, listen, I think. What else do you see of these red coat boys?
I just saw them the one time they came through.
Oh, okay. I was hoping that maybe you and some of your friends could just help me keep an eye out for him every once in a while. I'll be in the village most days, and I think we're just trying to keep this place safe. I'm a man of the woods, as you can tell, and we don't want to infringe upon your living and your lifestyle in any way. So you can just come talk to me if we're doing something that's not necessarily kosher.
Well, let me tell you, I got a lot of connections out here. A lot of people like old Dob. All right, everybody likes me because you want to know why?
Why?
Because I like food, you like food, they like food, and I get people food. That's what I do. I'm really cool, man. That's what I do.
It's called coexist, and that's what I'm all about.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I like to do favors for all the other animals, so they all kind of owe me, if you know what I'm saying.
I feel that, Dob.
So if you want me to be I can be your contact. I can get these guys all in line. I can get them all to help you out.
I suddenly don't trust this guy.
Yeah, me neither. This is a shady fucking otter.
I would like to roll.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
An insight, yeah, that's what it is.
You can also give me a nature check too.
Oh yeah, that's actually
whichever one you want to give me.
Oh, they're the same, so it doesn't matter.
Got a lot of dirt, a lot of creatures out here.
You kidding me?
Wouldn't want anyone stepping out of line.
13.
With a 13, you don't feel like he's being that. You don't feel like he's lying. He's he seems like maybe he wants something, but like he's shooting you pretty straight. It seems like
he's just speaking in hyperbole.
Yeah, perhaps
just a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
But we can start here,
I definitely don't think that that's what your insight check is giving you. That he's speaking in hyperbole.
Oh, okay, got it. Hey, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I think that we can work something out here. Just come talk to me if you have any problems. You got any other friends around here I can talk to?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of animals all over the dang place out here.
Listen, I got another good berry in this for you. If you just show me around the place a little bit, introduce me to some people.
How about this? I'm just going to throw it out there. You can feel free to say no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make you feel weird. We just met.
It's cool.
I could go out, rally the animals,
mm-hmm.
get you a nice little group of friends who can, watch out for things around the river, scout out for you, do all these things, try and watch out for you guys over at the settlement, but I'd need two things in return.
Okay.
The first one is that you keep the settlement from hurting the animals around here.
Absolutely. That's my first priority.
The second one is, I said that I like to deal in favors. If you do me a favor, perhaps somewhere down the road, I can hook you up, man. I'm telling you, this is a good deal.
Yeah, listen, I'm good for it. You tasted those good berries. I'm good for a favor. Let's do this thing. Where do I
He puts
sign?
out his hand for a shake.
Once again, I'll just sense motive one more time.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Seems the same.
It feels the same, yeah.
I'll shake this guy's hand.
Great. You gain the ability Fey touched. You gain the feat Fey touched.
Oh wait, I made a pact with Faye.
That's right.
Ah!
So Dob just gets real stoked. He's So
Yes.
he says, all right, here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to get everybody around here in on this plan, get them in on this jam. It's going to be great. And I'm going to do you one better.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't part of the deal, but I'm going to stick around you and help you out.
That sounds real nice, Dob.
You also gain Dob the otter as an animal companion.
Oh,
Yes, dude. That's awesome.
Dob, the big
Dob.
daddy.
Dude.
And
Dob.
he says,
Dob, the otter.
hold on one second. He runs back to the river and grabs another mollusk from the riverbed and just runs back out and he just goes, for the road.
Dude, the mafia otter.
Yeah,
says Anton, that's what
Dob the mob otter.
Oh.
Yeah, the mob otter.
We will, outside of this session, we will talk about Dob's stats because he
Okay.
you're gonna be able to like.
Dude, I want a tattoo of the mob otter.
The mob
I don't know how
otter.
it looks, but
Oh boy.
wait, you're dating Dob, the mob otter's daughter?
Dude, someone
You better be
someone
careful.
Someone Google hot otter already.
That's gonna be a problem. I can already tell you. Yeah. So Vivian, over the next day and change, you start to notice that there are animals like marching around the perimeter of the settlement. You like have a bird, like a couple different types of birds. Like in the daytime, it's like a sparrow or a starling or something will come and kind of give you updates of the miles around the camp.
Yeah.
And in the evening, like an owl will come and give you the report and say like, hey, this is what I saw, buddy.
James took an ornithology course just to be prepared for this session.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's got Peterson's Book of Birds. That's what he's got. I can go grab that if you want to reference it. I'll mail it to you. I'll wax seal it.
You wax seal it if you would, please.
Perfect.
Use UPS, please. I ask humbly. The other thing that happens for you, Vivian, is that Dob the next morning says, hey man, we should go by the river. There's something I want to show you.
Yeah. Let's go check it out. Get some breakfast on the way, maybe.
Oh yeah. He climbs your shoulder and he kind of says like, hey, when you get to the river, just like keep your distance and like, let's see if we can sneak up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Let's how about this? And I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
On Dob and I. So we're gonna add 10
Let's do some stealth
to our
checks.
stealth rolls.
That's
So you
so
can
big
go ahead
time.
and roll your stealth check.
And I definitely needed it. Goodness.
So it's 13 plus your stealth.
Yeah, so plus the 10, so 15 total.
Okay. You're being particularly quiet. You approach the river and he says, you see those logs over there?
Yeah.
They're not logs.
What are they?
You ever seen a crocodile before?
I haven't. Aren't they dangerous, Dob?
Very, very dangerous. I don't like them. They're bullies.
What do we need to do about that?
I just want you to look at them, man.
I stare.
Just observe them.
I stare deeply into the crocodile log.
You feel as though with Dob's help, you've gained the ability to wild shape into a crocodile.
Oh my god.
Dob.
Dude.
Holy shit.
There's going to be an otter riding a crocodile into battle
This
in
is
our
happening.
campaign.
This is happening. Yeah.
Yes.
So you spend some time away from other people, Vivian, kind of reconnecting to nature. And you guys have been apart for a few days. But the next morning, the three of you guys are all summoned to see Ayla at the new guardhouse. You guys all get like a guard comes by and says, hey, boss wants to see you.
Yeah. We'll head there.
Great.
Who's the boss again?
Ayla.
Illa.
Right. Sorry.
Who's the boss?
when you arrive, Angela's the boss. When
Angela's
you
the-
arrive, she's standing over a large barrel and using it as a table to display a large map. Next to her on either side are Tal Stonefist and Eloise Stoddard. Morning, gentlemen. How's everyone doing?
Is that map bigger than the barrel?
It's
Is
a
it
little
kinda-
bit bigger than yeah, it's like hanging off the sides, but she's just got
Can
the
I
barrel.
throw up a Tensor's floating disc in this?
Oh,
in this
yeah.
piece? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Just so we can get a table going here,
That is awfully kind of you there, Vivian. Thank you so much.
I see a need. I try and provide.
Anytime.
Yeah, I'm with you, Zach.
How are you guys doing? How y'all doing? You
Pretty-
guys feeling okay?
Pretty well rested. I think I found myself a little bit out there. You know, I was worried after all those fights, but look at this little guy. Would you just look at this guy?
Oh my
Whoa.
god, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I
Who's
would
that?
like to. Is he considered a small animal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to speak to him. Well, hey there. We've got another companion in our group. My name's Clyde Wonderspice, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Clyde, my name is Dob. It's so wonderful to meet you. He puts out a little paw.
I'd like to shake his paw, and I'd like to introduce him to Sherman as well. Dob, this is Sherman. He's another key member of our crew.
Holy
It's a pleasure to meet you.
shit. I didn't know we had sugar gliders around here. This is great.
Well, he's not originally from here, but I don't need to speak for you, Sherman. You want to tell him where you're from, or well, I mean, we don't have to.
Sherman looks at Dob and kind of gets like a little weird, and then like just kind of goes back like on your shoulder, like away from him.
Oh, don't worry about Sherman. He'll warm up to you. You know, meeting new people, we don't do a lot of that, but it is a nice thing meeting you, Dob. It's great to
Clyde.
meet you, friend. Oh, yep.
Would you tell the distinguished Otter it is a pleasure to meet him?
Dob, this is my friend Tassles. He's sort of a physical wizard, and he'd like to extend his greetings. He says it's a pleasure to meet you, Dob.
He puts two little paws up in front of you for high fives. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Dob, Clyde,
Yes.
and Tassels are my first and my best friends. We've been through some things together now. And I used to be a bit of a loner. And around these two, my shell, it opens. We cracked it wide open. Like your breakfast many moons ago.
Man, what have you guys been up to, by the way? Viv, you come back with this amazing otter feller? Man,
Well, I was
it's
just
been a
checking
big
out the
couple days
woods.
for all of us, I imagine.
Well, and this
I
goes for
slept in the
Ayla.
grass.
This goes for Ayla. I've got eyes on the perimeter. I struck a deal with the local wildlife. They're keeping an eye on the perimeter for us. And in return, we just need to do our best to protect their habitat.
All
Hey,
three of them look like completely floored, and they're just like, "Yeah, awesome.
Ayla?
That's crazy." Yes.
If any of your men harm any of these animals that my friend has befriended, they'll get the sphere again.
Standing orders will be to protect the wildlife at all costs.
It puts the lotion on her, it gets the sphere again.
Yeah, big time.
Well, I'm glad to see you guys are all living your best lives. That's great. I just want to let you know I've been told that Humphrey Umbercave is ready to see you at the Spice of Life, for the Wall of Wonder.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she like waggles her eyebrows.
That's what this token's for, right?
Indeed, yeah.
What is
It's
this
pr-
token for?
It's pretty wild. You got to see it for yourself. Come back here when you're done. We can talk about it.
Okay.
Mine's spoken for.
Yeah, Eloise gives you a wink.
You're a token for. Mine's spoken for.
Oh,
Do I
cheers.
see the wink?
You do, yeah. She doesn't.
You
she's
probably
not
also
about it.
see an enormous crossbow on my back.
Yeah, it is insane. Yeah.
I
Um,
I have a name for it. It's gonna be awesome.
I interpret the wink as two lovers. So I turn to Clyde. I raise an eyebrow.
One eyebrow. Look, why don't you guys head over there, check it out, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Does your disc come with you? You're just taking the map.
The disc does start coming with me.
The three of them like scramble to get the map back up on the barrel.
Oh, yes, of course. And I whisk it away.
The Spice of Life, as I mentioned, is one of the few buildings already erected in the town, and it appears to be smack dab in the middle of everything. It's got no windows. The door is painted black with silver stars.
Can I roll an investigation?
Yeah, sure.
I am immediately a little perturbed by how quickly it went up, right in the middle of everything. And, one of my great fears and enemies in this world is a capitalist. So I'm going to check this out. I'm pretty sure that's 11.
Capitalist in here.
That's 11 plus 5.
Wow.
if I'm not
16.
mistaken. Yeah.
With your investigation roll, you know that some pretty crazy magic would have had to be employed to make this as complete and as quickly as it was put up.
I see.
You also think that the building itself might be magic.
My greatest opponent, the capitalist wizard.
Do you guys go inside?
Yeah, I'll go inside.
Yeah.
Once you open the door, a strange aroma hits your nostrils, carried on like the wind out the door. This like fog. It smells like a mixture of jasmine and coriander.
What sort of spices lie within?
Makes you feel a bit unsure of your surroundings. The scene is a bit cluttered. Rows of shelves housing everything from beautifully crafted art pieces to what looks like actual garbage. As soon as the door closes behind you, a voice comes from behind a row of shelves. Yes, boys, come on back. The wall awaits.
The wall.
Okay, stranger.
We're here about your wall.
Tassels, do you want to go first?
I'll go first, and
You're the tall one. I'm just gonna get behind you here.
Yeah. Fall behind me, you weird animal people, and we'll address this situation, wizard to wizard.
You round the corner, and in the back of the shop, taking up the whole back wall, is a large panel of solid glass. Behind it, vibrant energy of every color swirls and writhes endlessly. There is one opening in the glass directly in its middle. A stooped man with a crooked smile and a long, unkempt white and gray beard holds up his arms. Hello, my boys. I'm Humphrey Umbercave, purveyor of the many spices of life. Thank you for helping the people. I've been told you have a few tokens to insert into the Wall of Wonders. He gets extremely excited.
Tell me of your magical carnival wall, man.
You put in a token, and the universe decides your prize. There are some great things in there, and some real duds, too. Keeps it interesting. Who's first?
Can I roll an Arcana?
You may.
That's a natural 1.
You have no idea what's going on.
I will go first.
Awesome. You're going to put your token in?
I'm going to put my token in.
Give me a D20 roll, please.
13.
Okay. You put your token in, and the lights, the colors start to coordinate a little bit as like it feels like there's some spinning going on. You hear a whirring from behind the wall.
I don't know why, but I've crossed my fingers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. As it's happening, Humphrey just gets more excited and starts like clapping his hands together, like to the beat of the spin.
Does he have a weird chant that he does?
No, he's just cackling kind of while he's like clapping his hands.
Take a quarter, put it in, watch my wonder wall spin.
Really pushing the wrists together, you know?
Yeah. I'll join clapping.
I will too.
Yeah.
After this whirring and spinning goes on for a moment, a soft brown canvas bag with blue drawstrings is kind of like pushed out on a tray from this opening in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And Humphrey says, "Oh, that's a good one. That's one of the good ones.
A bag.
Oh, that's a bag of tricks, my boy. A bag of tricks."
Tell me.
I've
of your
owned
tricks.
the bag of tricks in a different campaign in high school.
Oh,
Can't
really?
wait to hear about. Yeah, it was
Oh.
awesome.
This ordinary bag made from gray rust or tan cloth appears empty. Reaching inside the bag, however, reveals the presence of a small fuzzy object. The bag weighs a half a pound. You can use an action to pull the fuzzy object from the bag and throw it up to 20 feet. When the object lands, it transforms into a creature you determine by rolling a d8 and consulting the table that corresponds to the bag's color. The creature vanishes at the next dawn or when it is reduced to 0 hit points. The creature is friendly towards you and your companions and acts on your turn. You can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it takes, or to give it general orders, such as to attack your enemies. In the absence of such orders, the creature acts in a fashion appropriate to its nature.
We all have pets.
We all have pets. You have a
Yes!
bag of like mystery pets, though.
This is, you know, what's your store called again?
The spice of life.
Flora's Fauna.
French
The
is
spice
fun.
of life.
It's like French's. Yeah, it's like French's Fauna on wheels. This crew right now. I'm sorry, that took way too long.
Humphrey thought you were
Remember what
talking to
I said.
him that whole time.
No,
So he just kept saying the spice
Yeah.
of
The
life.
spice of life. The spice of life.
I
Way too stoked.
turn to Humphrey and I say, "Listen, Bogart, I appreciate your time. Thank you for this. I can't help but feel an itch towards what I could have won." And I slowly leave.
What about you, young man? Are you stepping up to the plate?
Me? This thing?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's the real cash value on one of these tokens? What's a man on the street got to pay for one of these things?
It depends. Some people will pay nothing for it. Some people will pay everything for it.
We paid nothing for it.
Oh, you paid with your deeds.
That's true. But what if I were to sell this to somebody, you know?
I don't know. You could take it around.
You know,
I'll buy it for 387 gold pieces. How's that suit you?
387.
387 gold.
Do you have anything in there for a man of nature like myself?
There's plenty of things in here. All kinds of things. It changes every time.
Promised myself I wouldn't gamble anymore after the incident in Garrett's Gate. But maybe just this once, and I slip it in there.
Oh, great. Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20.
Oh, a natural 1.
That's fine.
Oh, right. This could be anything. Right. Okay. Fine. We're good. Everything's fine.
Let me just double check something real quick. Hachi Machi, gotta go to the Discord.
Oh, my.
I want to give a proper shout out. I was in a rush, so I didn't write down who provided this one.
You get the wondrous item, Notchski's old socks.
Notch's old socks. I believe it's Primordial Grandpa who provided it, but I'm gonna double check.
Okay. Ooh, I get one of the Discord items. That's so sick.
It is sick. There,
Oh.
yeah. It's a cool one. It is a cool one. Pocket sand.
It's pocket
Yes.
sand.
Dude, yes. Those powerful of objects.
This is a good time, though, while I'm doing this to tell everybody, hey, submit some cool magic items to me. You can make them up. You can find them online. You can do whatever you want. And they will end up here at the Wall of Wonders. I think this is a pretty cool way to get you guys involved.
Yeah.
So feel free to hit us in the Discord with anything that you see.
Or
So
names,
too.
too.
This is Primordial Grandpa. So if you're in the chat, what's up? Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure that's Anton.
Anton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anton, this is your goblet of fine drink.
Yes.
Out of the
It's a bit. All right.
What's everybody drinking tonight?
on the platter from the singular opening in the Wall of Wonder, a tarnished silver goblet with 2 ruby gems on opposite sides comes out. And Humphrey says, yeah, that's one of my favorites. Never get tired of that one.
What's it do?
Do you use all these items first, Humphrey?
I've acquired all these items in my many, many years. So the Goblet of Fine Drink has 4 charges. It regains 1d4 charges at dusk. It turns by pressing both gems on each side of the goblet, it transforms any non-magical liquid into a very high quality wine. Drinking the entire contents regains a character 1d4 plus 1 hit points.
1d4
each time.
plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
Anton, should I tell them about the negative effects or should I let them find out?
It's gonna
I think we should find out.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tempting to go back and look at it, but I will make a pact with myself and
Yeah,
Clyde
that's
and
what you know.
Tassles that we're not gonna look at it. That's what I know. Okay. All right. Oh, I feel like I
Cool.
read it too, and I can't remember it, which is perfect.
So you guys got some. Neither of you guys got garbage, so that's cool.
Now, Mr. Humphrey, I do not have a coin, but I do have a question.
Yes.
Why do you want these old dirty coins? You've got all these wondrous items behind your wall, and we're trading you this simple bit of copper. What is this doing for you? What do you do with these coins?
This is
As far
made
as-
of brass.
As far as I know, well, could be. I'm not a metal man. But I mean, this can't be worth much as far as like its base, like ore value. You know, what are you doing with these coins, Humphrey?
What's your name, son?
Name's Clyde Wonderspice, and it's a pleasure to meet you in this spice of life. I do feel like you're kind of moving in on my business, but I suppose I don't have a building yet, so
I've
you
been
got
doing
me
this
there.
for over 100 years, Clyde. So you'll have to bear with me. Have you ever heard of word of mouth, Clyde?
Never heard it. Never heard of it.
When people hear about the Wall of Wonder, they come from all over to come check out the store. I have locations in every major city in all of Howell. I even have some on the other continents. People come, they buy other things. That's what I get out of it, and the universe provides. And he beckons once again at the Wall of Wonder.
So this is like a PR stunt, is what you're trying to tell me. This is just advertisement for you. What else do you have for
In a
sale,
way.
Humphrey?
I've got all kinds of things. Come take a look. So he shows you around. I mean, honestly, you can get some other magic items here. You can buy them, but they're all pretty expensive. And most of the stuff doesn't really have much value to you guys.
I would like to buy some spices from him if he has any. I
He
smell
does.
him.
He has-
I
he
know
has like
he's
a-
got.
Stack of just, all this like cooking, all these cooking utensils, kitchen items. Got racks and racks of spices. He's got like whole shelves dedicated to him.
I would like a sampling of each spice that you have. And let me tell you something that may shock you, Humphrey. This is my friend Sherman. He's a sugar glider. He's got a keen nose for the spice.
Ooh.
He gets a whiff of that spice, and he gets on the scent. He gets on the trail. He's going to find the source of it. I'll tell you what. How much is it going to cost to get a little sample of each spice that you have?
If Sherman, your little sugar glider, if he can find in this whole stack, if he can find the red pepper flakes, I will allow you to not only take this sampling kit, he takes out a bag that's just like filled with samples, but I'll also give you a whack at the old Wall of Wonder.
Oh, well, now Sherman's going to need a quick sample of the red pepper flakes as a starting point. I don't know if he's ever had red pepper flakes, but once he gets a little taste of it and a little whiff of it, he'll be able to root out the source.
He grabs out of the bag, the sample bag, without even looking. He grabs a little container and tosses it to you, and there are, in fact, red pepper flakes in there.
All right, I turn to Sherman. All right, buddy. Spotlight's on you. You think you got this one? I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but here we are. You ready to find these red pepper flakes?
He nods vigorously.
Listen, if you find those, I owe you big time. I'm going to make it worth your while, Sherman. Let's go for it, shall we, buddy?
All right, give me a give me a perception for Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
You'll add his +5. The DC is 20, so a 15 or higher, and you'll find it.
Oh boy. Okay. Nope.
All right.
Dang, Sherman.
He gets awfully close. He grabs Cayenne.
Oh man.
And
You did pretty good, Sherman. I'm proud of you.
And he says, "Oh, okay. Well, here's the old sample pack anyway, for for your effort. But no wall of wonder spin for you." And so he gives you the bag of spices.
Oh, nice.
Do you
There
purchase
are-
items?
Clyde's been getting some free rides today. I'm just
Yeah, come on, man.
What are you talking about? Excuse me?
He's just because he's a nice guy.
You think I should pay for everything? You think that everything should be this business exchange where someone makes money on everything?
No,
This is insane.
Sounds a lot.
So I get a spice rack. I get a spice set.
Yeah, you should hang the spice rack on your back.
Yeah. In my bag of holding, there's just a whole prep kitchen in there.
Yeah.
I'm getting into catering. It's amazing.
Stainless steel. It's great.
All right. So what else are you guys up to?
I gotta shell out the 500 gold that I got in the bag of holding. I imagine that should be split between our party here.
Yeah.
125 gold for, or no, wait, 3 of us. We lost Tarkus. What's the math there? 100 and
I got this.
It's like over 150, right?
could be
It's
166 and change.
and 66 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
should
guys
we do 166 each, and we'll give a gold coin to Humphrey for the spice set?
love
Give
it.
us a little thank you.
I also had 40 silver pieces that we never divvied up between the 3 of us.
So that's 4 gold pieces.
Yeah.
You can hold on to that.
So we each
I-
get
I-
170, right? Then.
Oh,
I
okay.
bring-
Oh, it's
I
4
bring,
gold
uh,
pieces total. That's what it is. Okay.
I bring Clyde aside for a second while he's counting the gold.
Mm-hmm.
I put 250 gold into the pile that he's counting. I take 20 gold out and put it into my pocket and walk out the door of the shop.
Wait, I'm trying to give him some of the gold that I had, and you just dropped 250 gold in front of me, like extra?
Yeah.
So there's now 750 gold in
In the pot.
Yeah.
There's
but sorry, 730. Yeah.
730. Yeah.
734.
You just walk out.
Yes. 734.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What's that all about, Tassels?
Tassels, when you step outside, you notice that there's a lot of activity, and you kind of look around. You see that the 14 guards are all running over the hill.
Oh, I knock on the door behind me to get their attention.
Yeah.
Better come out here.
Okay, I just hoard the gold into my bag now. We'll split it up. We know what
We'll
each
we'll
made.
split
do
it down the
math.
middle, and we'll just carry Tassel's money. Apparently,
Okay, cool.
free
Cool.
free Brittany.
Cool. All right. Yeah, go outside.
Okay, so you guys all run outside. There's like a flurry of people kind of running about around the Spice of Life. You look over at the hill. The guards are all standing at the top of it, and you hear one horn blast, and that's where we'll end our session.
Oh,
Whoa. Nice. Quick little cliffhanger.
boy.
How do you guys
Yeah.
like cliffs?
I-
Here's one for you to hang on.